So we're going to get going. How's everybody doing this morning?
Doing great.
Fantastic.
I see lots of people on here, which is awesome. So welcome to our first Keller Williams Ubaldini Town Hall meeting. This is what we're going to be doing from here on out. Once a month, our team meeting for our market center will be this team meeting because we are one group and we're all in this together and working together, and we felt it would be beneficial. There's just a lot of things that we're going to be doing that are going to benefit all of the market centers. And we thought it would also be a great time too for us to be, it's a more purposeful time for us to be able to interchange with each other from market center to market center. Because especially since COVID happened, we haven't had as much opportunity for that. We haven't had as much group training like we've had in the past and whatnot. So we thought this would be a great way to be able to start that process and share from that standpoint. So Nikki, did you have anything as we got started this morning?
No, I just want everybody to know that you will continue to have your weekly town hall team meetings in your market centers. So don't miss those, because those will be training opportunities. Lots of things we're going to be teaching you over the next several weeks that we're really excited about, that, you know, we've been going through a lot of training in the leadership teams, and we're excited to share it with you guys because it's only going to help us all take our businesses to the next level. And it's not going to be hard work. Do you know what I mean? It's just understanding how to do it. So we hope that you'll all participate and you know, be on those meetings, because I think that that's really, really important.
Absolutely. And by the way, just so you all know too, and I think a lot of you know, because a lot of you are signed up, yet not everybody. We do have today at 1:30, the region, and Nikki is actually teaching it. We're going to be doing career visioning. And in the past, the career visioning class has been a 2-day program. Yet what we've done now is we've broken it up into 90-minute segments. So any of you that might want to be a part of that, you could still, Nikki, right? They could still register.
Absolutely. What I'm doing is I'm streamlining it. Okay. So we're really getting to the meat of what is career visioning. So today, what we're covering is talent, you know, why talent is important, how to find talent, and also how to verify and understand the KPI. What does it mean? Just because you've done it doesn't mean that you understand what it means, and how does that apply to you hiring the right person. So hopefully you'll join us. We figured 90 minutes is a bite-sized ability for us to sit still for 90 minutes. To be honest with you, 90 minutes is about my max to sit still, so I get it. But we're excited about this, and we're going to be doing it every 2 weeks for 4 sessions every 2 weeks. So we're breaking the whole class down into 90-minute chunks, and you're just going to get the meat of the class. So hopefully you'll join us, and I'm excited. Tamara
actually put the link for that if you want to copy that and paste that and put it into there so you can register. Or Tamara, right, they could just click on that register right directly to it if they want, correct?
Right. Yes, and it's also on ubaldinitraining.com on our online calendar. So
absolutely. So if you are going to be a part of that, if you've had a KPA done, a Keller personality assessment, bring that. No worries if you haven't. We'll have one there that you can use to work from during that process. So we'd love to have you. And remember, it's not just for rainmakers of large teams. It's even if you're in a scenario where you're an individual solo agent, you're like, you know, I'm going to bring on my first EA, or I'm going to bring in a little bit of talent from the start. So from that standpoint, any of you could come.
Here's my little sign: talent matters. It really does. Who you bring into your world matters. So be very, very, very important that you learn how to do it the right way. And why do most agents stop? Because they hire the wrong person, they get frustrated, they take back the job, costs them more time, more money, and then I'm never doing that again, it doesn't work. Well, it's because they didn't do the process. So we want to teach you a process. Now, is it foolproof? No. But I can tell you, if you ask me one thing, what's the one thing that you've learned in your career with Keller Williams that has changed your life? This is the process. Mastering this process has changed my life. Look at the talent that's surrounding us. You know, Howard, Mark, Tamara, you know, James, Hudson, Jessica, all of those people, Andrew, have come through this process. And most of them have been with us for a very long time. And that means that we did the process the right way. So Mark, Howard, you're interchangeable. Mark and Howard, you're interchangeable.
All right.
They're both called, my children call them my work husbands. I don't know if everybody knows who Andrew is. I think most people do, but I think we should probably introduce him again. What do you think?
Absolutely. Andrew Hicks is our technology trainer for our market centers. He actually came to us from Apple. We actually put him through career visioning, top to bottom, like Nikki's saying, and he joined us. And then what, Andrew? I think COVID happened like a week later when you started.
Yep, I came here to be around people, and a couple of days after I started my first few days in the office, I was back to working from home. So
Yeah, I hear you. So Andrew's already made a large impact on our offices just in the 6 months he's been with us, working with agents, working with teams, doing training. He's a wealth of knowledge, first of all, because he has a strong technological background. Secondly, because he's very plugged in. We're really fortunate, right? Because Ryan Yarborough, who is our regional tech trainer for the entire region, who's plugged into Jason Abrams and Josh Sheem and everybody else, Andrew's able to work alongside of him, and we have Ryan right in our Clearwater Market Center. So we've got a direct connection at an international level for technology in our offices.
Now, there is something new. Andrew is going to be spending 1 day a week minimum in each of your market centers. So Andrew, do you want to tell them which market center and where you'll be? Yeah, Amber's going, woo, woo.
Slides for that.
Yeah. He's got a little presentation that has all that on there.
Absolutely, yeah. So I started this week. I'm sure some of you have seen me already. So on Tuesdays, I'll be in Clearwater. So I'll be in that market center all day. I'll be available from 10 until 5. So I'll be up next to the training room upstairs. So feel free to come with any questions you may have. On Wednesday, I'll be over at the Tampa Properties office, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. I'll be in the one of the conference rooms right at the very front. So you'll be able to pick me out pretty well. You can wave at me, yell at me. I'll be in there. And then Gulfside will be there on Fridays from 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. So I'll be doing any trainings that I have. They'll be live and also in Zoom. Also, the Genius Bar will be live as well as in Zoom as well. And that's on Wednesdays, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock is the Genius Bar. But I'll be open all day, 10 a.m. to 5, whenever I'm in those offices.
So,
and is there anything else? You had a couple other things you wanted to share with them, correct?
Yeah, so I've got a couple of things. Probably the biggest thing is our Twilio update. So you can see that we have new pricing, which is a little bit more beneficial than what it was previously. Also, if you can remember, trying to get a local number was a little bit of an experience. Now we can do that directly within Command. So you can request a local number directly through our portal there. If you already have a Twilio account and a local number, there's an option for you to just move that over into the Command segment of it. Really easy to follow instructions. If you have any questions on it, feel free to reach out to me directly. We've got resources on answers.kw.com, as well as a couple of videos we've made to walk you through that process.
Andrew, I'm going to pull you back just a little bit, buddy, because I think we have some agents that may not even know what Twilio is, what the mechanism is for them within use of Command. Can you share that, please?
Yeah. So I'm in my own little world where I see this all day, every day. So I'm like, everyone knows it. But yeah, so Twilio is the way that we're able to send automated text messages to our clients. So if you put somebody on a smart plan and it says, text this person this message or this group of people this message, it'll do that for you automatically. That way it can automate some of the work. You don't have to sit there and type things out on your phone. It'll do all that work for you.
Great. I just want to make sure we were all on the same page with that.
Yep.
Andrew's been a blessing to us all. And I see a lot of people putting in the chat session, they agree. And Tony, we will take up your suggestion. Tony Benton asked, can we please hang a sign or a poster in our market centers to remind everybody that he's going to be there? And I think that should be in each market center. We might want to create something so people remember that Andrew is going to be there. So
I think we should get a life-size Andrew put in the corner where he's going to be.
I'll get a cardboard cutout and just put it out front.
Get a big head. Yep.
And Nikki, I just wanted to share it was okay because we do have a little pile of our Cocoa Beach agents on here as well. And Andrew has been doing private sectors for them that we have set up. So just get with Tyler on that and he's able to set that up for you as well. So I don't want you guys to feel left out that are on here.
No, and welcome, by the way, Cocoa Beach. Everybody say welcome to Cocoa Beach. We're excited to have them on our call today. For those of you that don't know, Howard is the new OP of Cocoa Beach, which is knocking it out of the park. It's an awesome awesome market center. It's a baby market center. They're just, what, 45 agents right now,
Correct.
Howard?
Yep.
Why do they want to keep calling you Mark?
I don't know. I've only been
don't know.
with you for 9 years. I've been working with Nikki for 9 years. So I'm not new to my role.
Don't be offended. I call my children the wrong names. So
I know, and Gary.
We'll get over it. Yeah, so Howard is the new OP there, and I see that we have Tyler on here too. I thought I saw Tyler.
Yes, yeah, I'm here. Thank you for those kind words, Nikki.
And Tyler is some great talent that's over there, and I believe Tyler may be moving into a new role over there, so I'm excited for Tyler too. So
Thank you.
we're excited that you're all on board here with us. Andrew, is there anything else that we should know about technology? What's happening?
Yeah, so there's a whole nother slide here that we've got. So a couple of things. There have been a lot of fixes in the last 30 days. They've been working very hard to make Command even better. You all know that Mega Camp, we mentioned a lot of things that were going to be released for the team functionality. That unfortunately has been pushed back a little bit, but it should be available very soon. And if you're on a team, I'll be reaching out to you. We'll be having a consult with your team to get everything set up, make sure that everything's working correctly for your teams and it's entered in correctly. That we can benefit from all the awesome stuff that we have. So the stuff that is out now, we do have team tags. Those are available. And if you're on a team, feel free to reach out to me. I can give you some resources and we can meet one-to-one to discuss what that means. Within our consumer app, what your consumers can now do, what your clients can now do is if they have a saved search, they can choose how frequently they receive an update. So if they're just wanting to get an update every month about their the area that they're looking in, they can choose that. If they want to do it daily, they can do that as well. We have the new reworked email campaign editor. So if you're trying to send an email campaign to your clients, we have a whole new redesigned editor for it. I think you'll really like it. It makes things a lot easier. It's great. So definitely check it out. A lot of really cool templates along with it as well. Also, the coolest thing that I think is the Community Smart Plan library. So now what you can do is you can grab smart plans from people in Keller Williams. You can create your own and publish them onto the marketplace. That way other people in Keller Williams can use your custom smart plans. It'll make it a lot easier to get those Facebook follow-up smart plans. Just definitely check it out. Look in the library. People can rate them. You can rate the ones that you really like. So yeah, definitely take advantage of those because that's a huge opportunity.
Now, Andrew, didn't a lot of those smart plans come from Nick Baldwin, who's had tremendous success with his smart plans, launching from Facebook ads and things like that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So that's one of the greatest things is he can publish his on there. That way you don't have to get a PDF and then type it in yourself. You can just pull it directly from our smart plan library. And he's got several of them on there. I know that Marty Miller has some on there. There's a lot of great smart plans from some really good talent in Keller Williams. So
Tyler Shields, actually, if you search Shields last name, he has a 7.5% conversion rate, and it's going up and up and up off of his very simple smart plan. It doesn't say the word Facebook in the title, so search by Tyler Shields, and that's the best one by far.
Right.
Thanks for sharing that.
And I'll tell you, it's really exciting. And by the way, I'm going to take a sidestep here. We actually have Nick Baldwin coming to teach for us, and it will be via Zoom. We're excited about that. And that will be October 26th. So just mark your calendars. We'll be having him, and you'll be getting that information out. And that's actually going to be open to the entire region. So you might want to get registered quickly so that you can reserve your spot. And we'll get that information out in the next week.
Yeah, it's also already on the online calendar as well.
Right, and we're excited about this because we've been really, really blessed that he reached out to us and we got his last time slot. So, and we're excited, and I know Andrew's excited to work with him as well. We're all just excited to learn from some of the best of the best. And remember, we're all in this together and we're all learning at the same pace. And some people have had some great successes, so why not learn from them? And instead of reinventing the wheel. We don't want to reinvent the wheel, do we?
Not
Can
at
I
all.
give one note on the smart plans? They're fantastic when you pull them in. Just make sure you review through your own individual merge codes and review through to make sure that there isn't something that's particular to an area that you're pulling in a smart plan. So just go through the review yourself and schedule a little time to do it. And they rock and roll. They're fantastic.
Thanks for that. That helps a lot, Robert. So, and anything else, Andrew, before we move forward?
Oh, one last thing I forgot to put on the slide, but we in the Ubaldini group, we have our own iPhone app and also Android app now. So make sure you go download it. It'll have the calendar on there. It'll have some technology help, a lot of our news, a lot of videos show up on there. Also important market center information. So if you need to know who to call, we have a directory right on the app. So definitely check that out. We can also send out notifications to you as well for very important events or office communication. So definitely download the app. It's on the App Store or the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. If you just search for Ubaldini Group or Keller Williams Ubaldini, it'll come up on there and you can download it to your phone.
Please, everybody pull your phone out, download it now. It's an awesome app. Everything you need to know is right there on that app. You can, every resource, you can even click, there you go. You can even click right to your training classes right from there. So
That
download
is
it, guys.
awesome.
And Cocoa Beach, I'm going to encourage you to download it as well because we have full access to that whole training calendar. So I would download that for you all as well.
That's so cool.
So that you know, Andrew built this, guys.
Yeah.
So how blessed are we that Andrew built this for us? How cool is that, right? And yeah, really, really cool. And so let's take advantage of it and use it. We have so many neat tools, and you don't have to be a techie to use this one. I can use it, so
That's very user-friendly.
it's kind of tech idiot proof.
Awesome. Well, Andrew, thank you so much. And of
Thank you,
course,
Andrew.
Andrew, if they need to reach you with personal questions, your email is andrewhicks@KW, correct?
Yep, andrewhicks@kw.com. You can send me an email. In the signature of my email, you can sign up for a one-to-one appointment with me. It's a little bit booked up right now, but I am opening up more slots. But the easiest way to find me is just at those market centers. If you really don't want to go to one of the market centers and you don't see an open time slot, just email me and I can carve out some time and we can put together and help with
He will find time for you for sure. So thank you so much, Andrew. So moving along to our transaction protection department. So if some of you may or may not be aware, we are incredibly blessed that Tanya Lenhart has taken over our transaction protection department. Hey, Tanya, she's doing already an amazing job. And Tanya, spend a few minutes with us and let us know what you got going on, some of the changes you're implementing, how with the fact that we've rebranded, as you can see, as some of you may not be aware, this is what was compliance, yet now it's transaction protection. So Tanya, take it away.
Yeah, so just a couple of things that we're doing right now. I'm, just pulled into the role a little bit. So I'm reaching out to a lot of agents just to have one-on-one conversations with them, help them kind of get over the hump of being nervous about command. Andrew did an amazing job with their training sessions. Sometimes they just need a little tweak. So I've been jumping in to kind of help them get through that piece of it and start getting their paid transactions. So that's been kind of awesome to touch base with so many people. We have Patty who came on board too. She's doing an amazing job of reviewing files right now. We're just trying to tweak what it is that we're looking for and see if we can kind of blend some of the information together so we're not overwhelming you with the amount of paperwork that you need. And we're making sure that we're asking you for the appropriate things.
So that's the thing I really want to make sure you all hear. Tanya and I and Nikki are consistently watching through the paperwork to see what could be streamlined, what could be easier, what could be combined. I mean, remember, I know sometimes
what can come out, right?
Yeah, exactly. What we can get rid of. Yeah, I mean, I know sometimes like it can seem a little much. However, there is a rhyme and reason for each form we have in there and each element of each form. And here's the deal. Our market centers collectively do about, what, Nikki, 2,500 transactions a year, I guess? I mean, several thousand.
It's more than that, Howard. It's a lot more than that.
That's exactly right. It's triple that.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah.
Yes,
It's a lot more than that.
I'm thinking a month. So yes, it's several thousand transactions, and we have minimal legal issues, and it's because of this department. We recognize the fact that we've had to make some changes, enhance some things, work on our functionality, because we're constantly a growing process, right, Tanya? Yet we want to wrap our arms around you and make sure you and your clients are protected the best possible.
Absolutely. And if you notice that we changed the name because it's not about compliance. This is about protecting you and your customers from potential litigation because you failed to have something on your contract, you missed something that may not seem like a big deal today, could become a big deal if there's a lawsuit later. And I want you all to understand that this is the reason why we brought Tanya into this division, because Tanya gets it at a very high level that we are here to support you. We're not here to be punitive. We're not here to make your lives difficult. In fact, she has been extremely communicative with Howard and I about ideas and ways to eliminate things or make it easier. And if we run into a situation, she's quick to contact us to kind of try to find a way to rectify it. She has a great sense of what I call fuzzy logic, which means that, you know, sometimes we have to make decisions on the fly that, you know, yeah, something might be missing, but will that actually create a lawsuit? Is it something that we need to kick back the entire file for, you know, as opposed to, you know, no, I think we can slide this time, but just a reminder next time, because what you don't want to get into habits of is becoming sloppy realtors. Right. Because let me tell you, plaintiffs' attorneys like sloppy realtors. I can also tell you that with the thousands and thousands and thousands of transactions that we're doing, like Howard said, we have limited to no legal issues. And a lot of that's because when we get what we call a nasty gram from an attorney, we can produce paperwork like that they obviously were not aware of, or their clients did not tell them that they had signed, or that they, you know, that they knew about it. So understand that this allows us to defend you quickly. Now, in the event that there is a legal situation, I want you to understand something about our E&O insurance, which I don't think you guys understand. We have the most amazing E&O insurance. Yes, there is a $10,000 deductible. However, hear what I have to say. You do not pay first dollar defense. What that means, that if there is a complaint or even a lawsuit filed, you don't pay 1 penny towards that deductible at all, unless there is a settlement or an agreement of settlement, and there's a certain amount of money that everybody agrees to pay. Then you pay your portion as to how you close that transaction. So if you were still on your split was 80-20, then you'll pay 80%, the market center pays 20%. The goal is that you never have to pay anything, because of our transaction protection department, we're able to protect you so that we always win in situations like that. Many of you have had the ability to meet our attorneys, who are Lori Heim and Margie Hensel, and they are the most amazing attorneys out there, and they do not like to lose. So she contacts me on a regular basis, thanking me for the way that we do our transactions, for our transaction protection department. She says, Nikki, every time I run into a situation with another real estate company, I think about you guys and how wonderful it is that you have already handled all of those things through your documentation. So, and then having somebody like Tanya on our team to really be concerned and protect you is important. So I just wanted you all to understand we have the bomb for E&O insurance. So, and they love our files, by the way. They love our files tremendously. So that's all I'm going to say, Howard.
Awesome. Awesome. So, Tanya, anything else that they need to be aware of right now?
Nothing that they need to be aware of, but I do want to just have them understand that they need to look at us as their second or third set of eyes. If they have an operations staff, we're their third or second set of eyes looking at their paperwork, just to make sure that they're protected so that they can focus on protecting their client. And, that's the biggest thing. And we come from, everybody on the team at this point, it comes from a teaching heart. So we're going to wrap our arms around you all and help you understand certain things as to why we do them. So I'm going to be having a lot of interpersonal conversations with people. I just want you to know that I'm available if you have questions or you need to talk through a transaction. The Space Coast agents will sometimes call me and go, I'm getting ready to write this offer. I want to make sure it's right. It's better to do it that way than to, submit a file and we find all kinds of stuff. So just keep us in mind. We're here to protect you, and I'm going to do a very best job I can for you.
And they can reach you the same email. I mean, what is the best email for them to reach you at? I know we have our one for Cocoa Beach, which is.
Yeah. So if you need to reach me directly for, something escalation or just a quick question, you can reach me at TanyaLenhart@kw.com.
Any of them can. That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
to Mike Hydron's question, we still have the same email, KW Compliance 325 and 302 and 138 for those market centers. So.
Yes, and there's a phone number attached to all three of them. It comes right into the email. If we're on a phone call or reviewing files, we'll return the phone calls. I was touching base with some agents today just to answer some questions that they had. So please put the information into our email and our voicemail, and we'll get back to you. We want to make sure that you're protected.
Awesome. Perfect. Thank you so much, Tanya. Hey, really quickly, Kathy and I, are you on here yet? I thought she might be, but maybe she's
Hey,
not.
Howard. She was
Let's go
scheduled
ahead.
around 11:40.
Ronnie is
Okay,
on.
I knew that, but I didn't want Kathy to wait. Okay, that's fine. All right, so Nikki, did you want to introduce Ron because he's your...
Yes, I am really excited, guys. I know, and we've discovered that many agents across the nation, probably, I would venture to say 60% of real estate agents do not have proper health care coverage. Being self-employed, for some, the cost is almost prohibitive for them to have proper health care coverage. So we have been blessed to have this lovely gentleman, Ronnie, to join us today. He was introduced to us through the Southeast region. They have been successfully using this program in the Southeast region, also in the Pennsylvania region, and now the Ohio Valley region is introducing it as well. We're introducing it to you because now you can have affordable health care. Yay, everybody applaud. You should be applauding. This is a great thing. And we are excited to have him just share with you a little bit about it. And then, of course, you are welcome to reach out. He'll give you the resources to contact so that you can talk about your specific situation. So, Ronnie, welcome. Looking forward to have you on.
Well, thank you. And Howard, Nikki, thank you for inviting me to your town hall, and Janine for setting this up. So if it's possible, can I get access to share my screen?
Tamara?
Yeah, Ronnie, you've already been made co-host, so you can share your screen.
All right. Okay. So can everyone see my screen right now?
Yes.
Okay. So we started this program. Bob Kalinsky wanted to do something that was different, really to help his region, not only for just health insurance, but for overall benefits. As business owners, it's very difficult to get group rates for anything, discounts. So what we were able to do was compile a whole benefits package. And I always try to, I don't know how to underline, but right here, this is exclusive to Keller Williams. No other real estate franchise in the country has anything that comes close to this. So I'm going to dive right into the first thing that's really first and foremost to everyone is health insurance, because your only options are really going on to the exchange, or like Nikki and what we've seen in the past 2 years, a very large majority of agents are really walking around with no coverage at all. So I want to preface, this is not a major medical plan. This is a health solution that we actually put together that's saving agents across the country hundreds of dollars, and I'll give an example. So how does this work? So the Keller Williams package works, it's 3 different ways. So now most of your market centers, Nikki, if I'm correct, are in Tampa?
For Tampa,
Tampa
Clearwater.
Bay area, the Tampa
Okay.
Bay area, yes.
Perfect. Perfect. So then I can add the third component to it. So first and foremost, you have what's called Hip Nation. And if you're all by your computer, you can look it up. Hip Nation is a concierge doctor service that takes care of all your primary care. You have access to them via phone, email, text, and office visits. The beauty of Hip Nation is that if you're using their concierge doctor service, it is a zero copay. So you want to see them once a month, once a week, or once a day, you have the ability to do so at zero copay. You're not feeling well, you have a rash, an ear infection, call them immediately. There's zero copay. Another great thing about Hip Nation is that because they work for the company, they are capped at how many patients that they have. I myself, my doctor is actually in New York, and for the past 10 years, I've seen him twice. Doesn't mean I don't go to the doctor, but I'm always rushed through through a PA. So now you have a doctor. One of your team leaders in South Florida was so excited because when she signed up, the doctor actually called her and scheduled time to come in so he can learn more about her. So that takes care of your primary care. But then you have what's called here, Sedera, a cost-sharing plan. Because what are we really concerned about? It's not the common cold, the common rash. We're really worried about, God forbid, we get diagnosed with cancer. We need ACL surgery. We have a heart attack. That takes care of the large expenditures. So the way that it works is that you have a deductible. They call it an IUA. It says it right here, IUA, initial unshareable amount. So that's your deductible per incident. So for instance, one of your colleagues had to have ACL surgery. He told the doctor, he said, I'm a cash payer. I'm a cash payer, I have no insurance. He said it's gonna cost $20,000. They performed the surgery. His IUA was $1,500. Sedera wired him the amount of $18,500. He then wrote a check to the doctor for $20,000. That's it. That's how that works. You usually get the payment within 4 to 6 weeks. Now, even if the doctor says, I would like $5,000 or $10,000 up front, you tell that to Sedera, they will wire you the money so you can pay. It is not a reimbursement plan. There's a lot of Medicare plans out there that say, okay, you pay the $20,000 to the doctor and we'll reimburse you. That's not how Sedera works. Then what we did, we added the Mass Mutual Accident Plan. Works very similar to an AFLAC plan. So what happens is, if the occurrence that you have that you need medical care for was due to an accident, that's money that's going to be paid out to you to help with the IUA and help for any additional expenditures. So how much does this cost? Here are the IUAs. The most common that we've seen with Keller Williams agents and also OPs and teams have actually purchased for their W-2s. This is what you're looking at. This is about a 50 to 60% reduction than what you would pay if you went on to the exchange right now. So if you are between the age of, let's say, 40 years old, husband, spouse, and you have children, $616 a month between 40. Plus, if you fall into this category, your premium will not change through age 49 until you turn to age 50. So it's not like regular insurance where every year your premium keeps going up. Secondly, this IUA is based on 12 months from the occurrence, not like traditional major medical where come your renewal, that deductible resets. So this has been widely accepted throughout the region. It's been so popular here in the Southeast region, in North Florida and PA, which is now we are enrolling this now for making this available to South Florida as well. So should I wait to the end for questions, Nikki, or should I answer questions now? Or should
I think let's wait because their questions might be answered once you get through it all. Okay.
Okay. Now, secondly, remember we said this is a benefits program. Disability income insurance. You now have access to disability income insurance at a group rate. This is a 25% unisex rate discount that, thanks to Mike McCarthy and Bob Kalinsky, this is now grandfathered in for the entire country. This offer cannot be duplicated anywhere else. Your CEO, Gary Keller, wrote in his book, Protecting Your Future. And the 3 places he says how to protect your future if you want to stay in this industry is disability income insurance, life insurance, and affordable health care. So just so you see how powerful this program is for a female, age, what did we do here? We did age 30. Yep, age 30. $5,000 of tax-free monthly benefit. God forbid you cannot perform the material duties of your job. $5,000 of extended partial. That means you have a partial disability this pays out. Then there's a catastrophic rider. Then we're protecting an additional $10,000 because there's a good chance this 30-year-old is going to make more money as she progresses. If she went out retail right now to a Mass Mutual agent, she would pay $320 a month. And that's guaranteed to age 65. Look at the difference, thanks to our program. Plus, from age 50 and down, we got another concession. So if you're 50-year-old and down, it's express issue, so there's no medical underwriting. Nobody is coming to your house and poking and prodding and asking you questions. The simple application, they do an MIB check, a script check. We've seen policies approved in less than 48 hours to help people protect their income. It's the same thing for male, same thing, $200. They also get the 25% unisex rate discount. The discount is not as extensive as it is for females because females usually pay more for disability. It's actually the only insurance females pay more than males. But again, this is a great way to protect your income. Now, one of the most common questions that real estate agents ask is because our income may fluctuate, and if we get a disability during a down year or a down market, will we still get this $5,000? And the answer is yes. Whatever is stipulated in the contract, that's what your payout is all the way to age 65 or till you recover. The next benefit we had, well, we already covered the accident because it can be purchased separately or with the health insurance. This accident coverage is a fantastic thing to have, especially if you have a high deductible insurance plan on your own, or if you have children that participate in organized sports. We had one of your colleagues, their son broke a thumb at lacrosse practice. Because she had this coverage, it paid for a lot of those medical bills. So we've gotten every claim that we've had on the accident policy has been paid out. Very, very inexpensive. Anyone who's 75 and down can actually obtain this coverage. Very inexpensive. I believe it's $26 a month for individual and $60 a month for a family plan. And that is guaranteed issue. It takes probably 4 minutes online to get you registered. The last thing that I wanted to cover, oh no, I'm sorry. Then there's the whole life insurance. We were able to obtain an offer to get you whole life insurance, permanent life insurance. The first $10,000 is guaranteed issue, no medical underwriting. So for those agents that have had pre-existing conditions, $10,000, they can get that every 12 months. For the agents that don't have pre-existing conditions they can get $250,000 of whole life insurance that accumulates a cash value every 6 months. So they can stack this coverage every 6 months to protect their family. The next, and which is really, dear to me, and I mentioned this on the OP and team leader call that I was invited to. Right now in Florida, you are one of 4 states in the country that can still obtain long-term care coverage at a 50% discount to the rest of the country. The state of Florida has not approved the rate increase that all the other states have. So if you ever thought of obtaining long-term care coverage for yourself, for a family member, right now is the time to do this. Right now, here is the difference between Florida and Georgia of just home care. But what I want to show you the real power of purchasing a long-term care policy for yourself right now. This here is for 2 50-year-olds in Florida. I would say good health, they're select preferred. And what we're doing here is we're putting together almost $450,000 of coverage that they can utilize for home care or assisted living. So we're talking almost $900,000 of coverage for this couple at $3,000. I hope everyone's sitting, because now you're going to get sticker shock of what it cost us here in Georgia. $5,700 for the same coverage. So what we did here was really put together a comprehensive benefits package to really help and protect the agents for Keller Williams. And we've given our promise to Nikki, to Linda, to Mike, and Bob Kalinsky that this is exclusive to Keller Williams, to the point where we want you to actually utilize this. And a lot of the market centers are using this as a great recruiting tool as well, because nobody else has anything even close. So I know I covered a lot of ground, a lot of information. I'm extremely proud of what my team has put together. And now it's going on 2 years since we've partnered with Keller Williams.
Ronnie, can you share about prescriptions and how those are handled?
Well, prescription drugs, we do not have a plan for prescription drugs. What we tell all our clients to do is utilize the GoodRx app.
Right.
Or if they are with, and thank you for mentioning that, if they are utilizing their Hip Nation doctor, Hip Nation and Sedero will actually help. So if you are on any drugs, really like a Humira or a bio drug, they will actually help outsource it either from Canada or from another country. It's the most absurd thing is that there are certain medications that we can still purchase in Canada that are cheaper than here in the United States. But a Hip Nation doctor and Sedera actually has that service to help their clients.
Okay. Now there is a question from one of our agents. Can you use your HSA account and have it associated with this plan? So.
No.
Okay.
No, you cannot.
Okay. And so is this information, this PowerPoint, will we have access to this for our agents to read later, or is there information that you can get to us so that we can get to our agents?
So what we ask is that we have the ability, obviously I don't do a presentation like this, but for each market center's town meeting, what we do is we do a 5-minute to 7-minute presentation, very similar to this, 30,000-foot overview. Plus, I will send out the welcome letter that all the market centers are utilizing. It has our contact information. It lists all the benefits that are available to them. And there is a designated email and phone number that's for Keller Williams.
So these are our agents here that we have on here from 4 market centers, Ronnie. So if we could get that information out to them as soon as possible. That way, then they can reach out to you to get their questions handled specifically. There was a question that just popped up about term life insurance. You only do whole life, correct?
No, we do any type of life insurance.
Okay.
It depends what suits their needs. But it was important for us to get the guaranteed issue and the express issue for so many of your colleagues who do have pre-existing conditions that can't get life insurance.
Okay.
So, but yes, we can help them with term. We're also a wealth advisory firm, so we also help our clients. Well, set up retirement accounts, set up SEPs, help them with their estate planning. So yes, there's really nothing under the sun that we can't do. But what we wanted to do was have a program that was able to fit every region.
Correct. So a couple more questions. How about eye and dental? Is there a rider for that?
We do have a dental plan, and we do have a vision plan. We have a critical illness plan, which I will be sending you the paperwork today to sign off on, so it will be available for your region as well.
Wonderful. And then another question is, which I know the answer, but I'm gonna let you answer it. Paul Mercer asks, can we pick and choose the parts of the plans that we want, or is it all or nothing?
This program is a la carte. And also what we're able to do, it is open from today for the next 12 months. Unlike Obamacare and the ACA, which open enrollment starts November 1st and ends December 15th, you can purchase any one of these products whenever the time is right for you.
Okay. So we can't use a health savings account to pay for this then?
No.
No, okay, just want to make sure.
No, because that's pre-tax dollars.
Correct. Okay, just want to make sure. I want to make sure everybody heard that again. Okay. Any other questions, guys? I'm trying to keep up there. Will there be more doctors added to the HIP Nation?
Yes, absolutely. We just added more doctors in, let's see, Tampa, Orlando, Jacksonville, Boca, and they're going down to South Florida as well, to Miami.
That's what I was going to ask as well, because for the Cocoa Beach people, I don't know if there was any in Merritt Island or east side of Orlando or Cocoa Beach or anything over there, Cape Canaveral.
Yes, so HIP Nation is hiring more and more doctors as we move into the regions. But again, I also want to say that you do have the ability to just purchase the Sedera and accident plan and continue to use your doctor. So if you're 35 years old or 40 years old and you're healthy, you're really only going and utilizing your doctor maybe 2-3 times a year. So pay cash for that visit, $100 or $120. You're still saving so much money. We saved one of the OPs $700 a month on this plan, even though he had a daughter. He has a daughter with a severe heart condition. We were able to take her silver plan and move her to a platinum plan. So we can design the right plan for you. But again, we need access to the market centers just to educate people about what's being offered. And my team, we have 105 advisors that are here that have the ability to help you.
And you had mentioned to me, Ronnie, as people participate, they'll add even more doctors. That's the plan too. As the numbers grow, they'll add the doctors too to accommodate so that there's plenty of doctors. That was my understanding. Okay.
Absolutely, yes. So,
well, we appreciate you, Ronnie. This has been really, really interesting. Yeah, it's exciting, right, guys? I mean, this is really good stuff. And so, Ronnie, we'll get that from you as soon as possible, that information, so we can get out to all of our agents, correct?
Yeah, I actually have it up on my screen right now, and I will email it to you. And should I email it to Janine?
And Tamara, correct.
And Tamara. Okay.
Make sure to Janine and Tamara. That way, then we all get it. We appreciate you, everybody. I just want you all to thank Ronnie for being here today. I think we're really excited about this program. And remember, it is exclusive to KW. Yay.
Thank you, Ronnie. Thank
Thank
you.
you, Ronnie. Appreciate you.
Thank
Thank you
you.
very much.
I appreciate it. Thank you, everyone.
So, Nikki, we actually have Kathy Nye on with us regarding KW Cares. Kathy, thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh, thank you for having me.
We're thrilled. Kathy is actually our KW Cares Executive Director for all of Keller Williams in the whole world. So, Nikki, did you want to take this part?
Well, yes, I just want everybody to know, is in case you haven't been watching the news, there's been just a few tragedies happening in our country. You know, the West Coast is on fire, and the Gulf Coast is underwater, being hammered by storms and so on and so forth. So obviously, KW Cares has come to the rescue. I don't know if some of you have seen some of the posts from our agents in Pensacola. And also in the Lake Charles area, because they both got hit recently with hurricanes. So we asked Kathy to come on and kind of give us an update, and what does KW Cares need from us? Because I know many of you have asked us, how can we help? So Kathy, please take it away.
Show me the money, Nikki. That is the answer. Now, I will tell you that if this call had been last week or Monday, I would have said, show me the money and the gift cards. But what we do here, let's talk about the natural disasters first, and then we'll talk about the big picture at KW Cares. There is a difference between relief and recovery when there is a natural disaster. We have completed the relief efforts in both Lake Charles and Pensacola as of yesterday, or maybe day before, but certainly as of yesterday. Pensacola, and I don't want to leave out Daphne Fairhope because Alabama got hit hard too. I don't know how many of you have been in that area. I've had the pleasure to be there many times because Glenn and Kay Evans of the Southeast region used to live there, and I've been privileged enough to be a guest in their home. But the point of that is, they had huge 100, 200, 300-year-old oak trees fall in their yards, on top of their home. It was awful. It was awful. And then in Pensacola, the flooding was terrible, and there were trees. So let me tell you real quick about the relief effort. What we do with KW Cares is we go in and I will tell you this. Pre-COVID, we had hundreds of volunteers, and we didn't have to bring in crews of contractors. However, it's a different disaster relief effort today. And we don't bring in hundreds of volunteers and put them in harm's way. Now, it's our culture that people want to help. So we'd have maybe 25, 50 at the most. And like I say, we used to have a couple of hundred a day. So what KW Cares did was we went and hired contractors. And what they did was they tarped roofs, and they didn't muck out houses. We had enough volunteers to do that. Or we learned that insurance companies, if you have the right insurance, they'll pay to have your house mucked out. So what our contractors, our volunteers mucked out houses, and our contractors did tree removal, and they had to cut up a lot of them with chainsaws, etc., and tarped houses, so that the rain didn't make the situation worse. So let me give you some figures talking about just these last two hurricanes, Hurricane Laura in Lake Charles and Hurricane Sally in Alabama, Pensacola. Now these are just what we call first round. And first round means it's an emergency grant, and it's for food, lodging, and transportation. It's not to put Humpty Dumpty back together again. That's on a full-on grant. And so these numbers are way lower than what's going to happen over the next 4 or 5 months when people start sending us grants to fix their homes or pay for their cars that were flooded out, and so on and so forth. So for Hurricane Laura, we gave 54 emergency grants for over $191,000. For Hurricane Sally, we gave 39 emergency grants for a little over $116,000. Now, you want to know how much money we've taken in at KW Cares in the last 30 days?
Yes, ma'am.
Just a little over 100,000.
So we're not even covering that.
Well, we're not even close, because now let's go talk about the lightning fires in Northern California. 14 grants for over 40,000. The Iowa Cedar Rapids derecho, 27 grants for over 60,000. And then the Oregon wildfires, oh my goodness, 36 grants for 105,000. So I don't need y'all to do the math. I've got it right here. This is a grand total that we have given out in just emergency grants. I need to stress that. It's, like I say, immediate needs is almost 514,000. And we've only had in donations, even though I've been on several Zoom calls. See, I get it. It's not that our people don't care. It's the uncertain times that we're in right now. And they're scared. And I get that. It's not that they don't care, because they do. So that's why what we'd really like y'all to do is transactional giving.
Right.
Transactional giving, my friends, is the answer. You don't give unless you're getting. But here's the thing that you need to know. A lot of you probably already are doing that. It's what we used to call the green sheets. Some market centers are still on green sheets. Now it's called commissions, right, Nikki?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
all right. And so, thanks, Howard. So here's the problem that people don't know. Green sheets, once you filled it out and told your MCA, I want $50 of every transaction I do to go to KW Cares. Okay, once you did that, it was automatic. On the new commissions, which is part of opportunities, which is part of command. Everybody with me?
Correct.
There's a pop-up, and it says, Nikki, would you like to give a tax-deductible donation from this transaction to KW Cares? And Nikki checks yes. And then we have 3 boxes, and I forget, 25, 50, 100, but there's also another, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to hear me. If it's only $10, that's okay.
Well, and Kathy, I think the thing that our agents all need to hear, we've been very blessed, right? Like we've had some misses with hurricanes. However, this could easily be us, and KW Cares has been there for us in the past. Because Kathy, you should know there's a lot of agents on here that have joined us in the last 12 to 18 months that haven't.
There you go.
You know, so I
get that. I get that, Howard, because back when I was doing the road show in person, I would be in front of 200 to 600 people. And I would say, okay, would you do me a favor? Stand up if you joined Keller Williams within the last 2 years. How many, Howard, do you think stood up?
At least 50%.
Yeah.
Usually more.
Yeah.
Usually more. So again, these people don't know what KW Cares does. Right. So we have to raise awareness. But what I was going to say about that, Nikki, would you like to donate, pop up? You have to do it every time.
Right.
You check that box. That's just for that transaction.
Okay.
Okay. So, like I say, this time last week, I was asking for both. Could you go to kwcares.org and press the donate button? And we'll make sure we have enough money to take care of all these natural disasters. I was also asking for gift cards to be sent to the 2 regions that are left with problems, which is Gulf States and Oregon. Bruce Hardy told me they've about come out the other side, so he doesn't need any gift cards. And I think we're good on gift cards in the Gulf states. As I say, today's more about transactional giving. Now, I will say this, if I could have the next slide.
Amber, is Amber?
Your sister region, Georgia Alpazar's Florida, North Florida region, when she heard this, she started brainstorming. Janine, do we have that slide?
I don't know if we do.
I think it's Amber is the.
Oh, okay. Well, it's okay, guys. I'll just tell you about it. Nikki.
Kathy, I only have this one slide. I'm sorry, I wasn't sent any other information.
Okay, no problem. So Georgia went to work brainstorming with herself, and she has started a GoFundMe. And she has asked everybody in her region to give $50 to this GoFundMe, a minimum of 50. And for every $50 you give, you're going to get a free admission to her upcoming trainings. Like one is with Jean Rivers, and I forget what the other one is. So you really do get something. And then she's going to send the GoFundMe money to KW Cares to help with these disasters and the big gap between what we've given out and what we are taking in. And in addition, ladies and gentlemen, in addition to these funds for these disasters being down, our overall donations because of COVID are down. It's not bad, but they are down. And again, we get it. These are uncertain, scary times. And that's why, I hate to sound like a broken record, but that's why if we could go back to the transactional giving, it probably isn't as scary or hurt as much. If you get I don't know what your average commission is, let's say $7,000 and you give 50 or 100,
right?
Then it's not so scary.
And if you make it automatic, every time, you're not going to miss it, right? It's not like you have to write a check. So if you just, when that box pops up, you can choose. And like you said, you don't have to choose the same amount every time. Maybe it's a smaller commission, so you choose a smaller amount. Maybe it's a really big commission, so you want to add something and make it a bigger one. I want everybody to hear that not only do we handle natural disasters, but what you need to understand is that there are many, many grants, which are usually for medical issues. And we just had the insurance guy on here because people, as you've discovered, Kathy, 60% or more of our agents don't have health insurance. And we're helping people with significant grants, sometimes in upwards of $30,000 to cover, for medical things and things just to keep their family afloat during tragic times. So I understand that what you're hearing is just a snippet of a couple of natural disasters, let alone the day-to-day stuff that happens on a daily basis. So,
well, and I was going to tell a story that hopefully I can get through it without tearing up, which I don't think I'm going to point out exactly what Nikki's going to say. But before I do, Phil, we have that video that you are requesting. And I just got approval from my executives that I can use it yesterday, or I would have had it on this call. Janine, how long is this? Not me, Nikki, your day. How long is your day today?
What do you mean, this meeting?
Yes.
It's actually, we're done. Actually.
It's done at noon.
That's okay. So Howard, I'm going to send you this amazing video.
Okay.
That we had done. Actually, I can't say that. That's not true. Preston Murphy, who is the team leader in Pensacola, is an amazing young man. And he had a marketing company come and do a video. And Phil just asked me if we could get a video of the KW Care semis, and bingo, I've got it. Wow. So, or Howard, I'll send it to y'all, and then you figure out how to get it out if you want.
Thank you. We will definitely get that out.
Okay, so let me close with what Nikki said.
Wow.
Guys, here's the thing. Cancer happens every day. Heart attacks. The
Strokes.
thinkable, yes, people lose children and parents, and car accidents and homes burned down. I'm not talking about in a wildfire. I'm just talking about an individual case. And we have to keep our coffers full so that we can help with these day-to-day catastrophes, just like we deal with natural disasters. So I'm going to leave you with a story. There was in the Fayetteville, North Carolina Market Center, there was a 39-year-old single mother who the father of the kids didn't participate. Thank goodness he has now. She was only supposed to live a few months, and her market center did a Saturday afternoon, this is pre-COVID, Saturday afternoon barbecue with the silent auction and all this. And I happen to be very familiar with that market center because my daughter was an agent there. And I know all the staff and leadership. And in no time, they pulled off, and they didn't have that many agents then. I think they've got about 150 now, but they probably, I know they had less than that because this is over, it's right at a year ago. And they did this Saturday afternoon barbecue, as I said, and they raised $42,000 for this gal. And then, and again, like Nikki pointed out, she didn't have insurance. Single mom, a 10 and a 12-year-old, no insurance, and stage 4 cancer. So then when that money was gone, then she applied for a grant, and KW Cares gave her $25,000, which is all she asked for, $25,000. And she passed away about 2 weeks ago today, 39 years old. And her OP that I know well, Tricia Torres, called me and to tell me, but also to say that the KW Cares grant allowed her to spend extra time with her children and how much they appreciated it. So it's,
wow.
Yeah, it's not just about natural disasters. Does anybody have any questions?
Well, I just want you to know that one of our agents already said, I've already given directly. People are already pulling up KW Cares and they're donating directly right now. And hopefully they will use this as a transactional basis. I can tell you that we have experienced this in our region many times with our agents, that this has been life-changing for them and their families. And we cannot thank you enough for being willing to share with us and to let us understand more about KW Cares, and that this was designed to take care of our agents. And just one last comment everybody needs to know, KW Cares believes also in tithing. So what money that they receive in donations, they tithe out 10% every year to other charities that have been hand selected and vetted, knowing that they are charities that are utilizing the resources correctly. They're paying it forward. So I want you all to understand how important this is, and it's near and dear to myself and Gary's hearts. We donate a portion of our profit sharing.
Nikki and Gary are one of the large. Nikki, you all should know that Nikki and Gary are one of the large. What, Kathy? They're the top 3 donators every year.
Yes.
Personally.
So if one of these days when we go back to in-person family reunion, if you would come to the IALC meeting, even if you're not on the IALC, it's an interesting meeting, and we have a table for top donors. KW Cares does, and Nikki and Gary always, year in, year out, year out, year in, they're always seated at the top donor table. And we thank
Well, thank you. And it's just something very special in that we all need to take care of each other. We're all in this together and we've seen what it's done for people. So thank you for giving us that opportunity and for you coming and taking your day to speak with us today,
Yeah,
Kathy. We
thank you,
appreciate
Kathy.
Oh, no, I want to thank y'all for the opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Gary just yelled, love you, girl.
Oh, hey, Gary.
All right, everybody. Thank you, Kathy. Have a wonderful day. And
Thanks, you too.
I do believe there was a hand up. Melanie Schumach, did you have something you'd like to say?
I just wanted to piggyback on Kathy for just a minute. My sponsor is one of the OPs, God, I'm going to cry, in Lake Charles. And so the money that we raised in our Clearwater office, Mega Camp is going to them in Lake Charles. Their market center was completely destroyed. And so they've had to move out and are having to find new office space. And so it's very near and dear to my heart. Before I was KW, I lost my house in Katrina. So always willing to give, and thank you, Nikki, because Nikki always helps us out and matches what we raise. So we thank you, Nikki, for such a great heart. But thanks, Kathy, for coming and really letting people know how important this is.
My pleasure, Melanie. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you. Thank you. And I appreciate all of you for hanging in there. We are a few minutes past what we planned, but we felt that this information was important. The insurance and KW Cares, two things that right now we're taking care of our people. So whether we're preparing them to be prepared for a disaster or we're taking care of them during a disaster, these are things that are near and dear to our hearts. And I love you all and I appreciate you all for being here. And Howard, you want to take us out, please?
Yeah, I just mentioned on the chat box that our Mega Camp panel, we're just going to push that to the October meeting. I apologize. Obviously, this is important stuff. Our next meeting is, as a full group, is October 15th. We look forward to having you all there. Bring guests if you'd like as well. And thank you all for being with us today. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. Take care.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.